My name is Agnés Jasmine, and this is Empowerment Through Creative Process, a series of videos in which I explain a bit more about the coaching program that I have created that helps people to turn their dreams into their goals and change their life. When we say about changing our lives, we usually think about big events like moving our house, getting married, having a child, getting divorced, maybe children leaving home, going for studies, or something that is like a mark. What I work with is a little bit different. It is about changing your everyday life in a way that would feel more aligned with who you really are. We usually look for some source of happiness outside of ourselves. This is partly because our culture teaches us all through the schooling system to compete and to prove our worth and be always aware of how people might see us and how they would judge us. In my view, this is coming from the stuff that is deeply rooted in our unconsciousness and the fact that we are social animals, so we belong to the society, to different groups that are based on norms. And when we say norms, we can straight away think about the rules of normality or normalcy. What is normal? So in an unconscious way, we all learn to belong through displaying the signs that we are normal. But what exactly that would mean? Well, ideally, it would mean probably that you are healthy, that you have a happy relationship, probably that you have children, that you are married, and you have a stable financial situation, a stable job, and a good career path. Well, that might sound beautiful, but first of all, that will not necessarily bring you happiness, even if you will try very hard to achieve it. For some, it comes naturally because it seems like everybody do it, and this is what you should do with your life. For others, it doesn't come naturally because maybe they don't know how to do it, or something happens along the way that prevents them from doing it, or perhaps they don't feel like this is their path in life. If you're here watching me, perhaps you are looking for your own answers and you are ready to challenge those ideas about what normal, happy life should look like. Sometimes it is life itself that teaches us that happiness doesn't lie in following a prescription, a social prescription made by everyone else. Underneath that prescription for a happy life lies, in my view, fear. There is a fear of exclusion, a fear of not belonging, and also fear of death. We can find it through meditation. When we look at ourselves and observe ourselves, we realize how badly we want to feel connected, because that gives us a sense of safety. But in our world, it seems that we are less and less connected. That culture of competition and rivalry is to do also with resources. It seems like the resources are perhaps not limited, but the access to them is structured, which means that you can only get them if you go a particular way. And that prescription for a normal, happy life is in fact a way to get to the resources. For example, a possibility of a good rest, good night's sleep, safety, comfort, ensuring good future for your children, going for holidays, having lots of time and space for your close ones. And having a space is also a very big one nowadays, because many of us actually struggle to have space and time to ourselves and to offer it to those who matter to us. We are constantly running, trying to make sure that everything is fine. We're worrying that we're gonna lose control if we let go of that idea of what should things look like, of how things should look like. And now I come here and tell you that you could turn your dreams into your goals. Perhaps it might sound completely abstract and far away from your everyday experience, and you might even ask yourself, why would I even think about it? Or the opposite, you are a bit tired of how things are in your life. You maybe have achieved already a lot, but you found out that doesn't bring you the feeling of satisfaction that it maybe used to bring you. Maybe you're looking for something that you haven't found in whatever you have done so far. Or perhaps some difficult events led you to a path of a despair. Maybe you feel sad or lonely, as many people do feel this way, and we rarely admit that to ourselves and to each other, because that is another thing in our culture, that we should look happy and prove that we are healthy, attractive, happy, making sure that everything is fine. And in a way, we shouldn't be showing that. Not on every day we feel that way, and sometimes there are periods in our life that we don't feel like that at all. So maintaining that happy, I'm fine thing is not necessarily something that helps us. Perhaps we need to sometimes wear that mask or put aside our feelings in order to get through the day. What I want to offer you is to drop completely the idea that getting through the day is something that will bring you that feeling of fulfillment, peacefulness, and satisfaction. In my view, life can be more simple when we first of all find our identity. And by finding our identity, I mean really just looking at our life path, where we come from, where our parents and grandparents come from. Who are we in the eyes of society? A man, a woman, from which country, what is your first language, and which social class, your level of health, so-called ability or disability, sexual orientation, marital status. Because this is how we judge each other and how we are being judged and how we judge ourselves. We think that something is for us or is never and can never be for us because of that identity, a social identity. in our society, everyone who doesn't fit in to that norm of a happy, normal life is, in a way, not normal or excluded. So if you belong to any of the social categories that make you different from the normal happy person, of course I'm putting a quote in here, then you might feel like something's not right. But it has nothing to do with you. It is to do with that unconscious fear that you will not belong. So when we look for our life path and we look at our identity, we look inside. No one had exactly the same life path as yourself. And even though people from the place where you've grown up, from your work, your family, your friends, might seem similar in a way, there is also something very unique about you. And in my view, looking for that uniqueness is exactly looking for our heart's desire. What is that we truly want? And how can we live life that is aligned with who we are in our core? And when I say our core, I mean something beyond that social description that I was speaking about a second ago. So your gender, your age, your health level, your social class, your country of origin, language of origin, your social status, marital status, if you have children, how many, what age you are, color of your skin, and so on and so on. So that is on the outside, and that's gonna be probably similar with the people that you surround yourself with: family, friends, work, neighborhood, even your holiday destination. You're gonna find people who seem similar to you and you're trying so hard to belong. But or maybe you're not trying very hard to belong, maybe it comes naturally, or it feels natural, but something seems not right. Or you pretend you are like everyone else, but you feel underneath that something is not right. And you're looking so hard for that happiness, and you're trying to fulfill all of those norms, but something is not working. What is that is not working? Well, I believe, like I said before, that every human being is unique. But to find that uniqueness, we need to look inside, not on the outside. On the outside, we are seen through those categories, social categories of belonging. But on the inside, we know intimately the feeling of being alive. We know our bodies, we know our feelings and emotions, we know our thoughts, and we know that we exist. There is, in my view, something special and unique about every person, but it is buried underneath those norms that we try so hard to meet. And we've learned that since we were very little. We went to nursery, we went to school. Our mom and dad or caregivers, somebody else in the family, teachers, friends at school. Everyone around us told us what we should be like and what we should do with our lives. They're telling us what is good and what is wrong, how we should behave. Often they were probably telling us also to do things that we didn't want to do. Going to school is, after all, about learning how to belong to the society and do what we are being told. And now we're adults and school is finished and we're trying to make a living and earn our lives, earn a living. But we are already alive. So the resources are distributed in a way that you need to go a particular path to get there. And to go a particular path to get there to those resources, you need to finish probably particular studies or education that will give you the job that would allow you the access to those resources. And when I say about access to resources, it's not only about money, it's also about knowing how, your skills, your contacts, your ability to gain information and to deal with things as they unfold and change. Those things not always you will learn at school. Usually you will learn them from your parents and from your family. That's why the access to resources is very often limited to persons from a particular social class. So we're talking here about power and money and privileges. So when we look for our uniqueness, we still are part of the society that works like that. Be normal and know where you come from, where is your place. But being unique is actually being different and daring to be yourself. What does it mean to be yourself? Well, this is a journey of self-discovery. Being yourself means that you want to get to know yourself, you want to make friends with yourself, you want to support yourself. So as you see, this topic of turning our dreams into our goals and making them part of our everyday experience is much vaster. It might look like at the first glimpse, because, like I mentioned, we are members of society and we live in a particular culture that places us in a particular position depending on our birth and those outer layers. That is on the outside. But none of us is only what is on the outside. The journey of self-discovery is a journey of daring to stop running. Stop running after an idea that if you will be normal, a happy, healthy person, then you will feel loved and you will finally earn that right to belong. The feeling of being loved and and of belonging cannot come from the outside. It can only happen to you through finding out what you are. Part of that process is to connect again with your body to a further and further degree. So there's less and less separation between what your head says or your mind, what's happening in here, and what's happening everywhere below your neck. Look how we dress. We often display that we are in control by showing how well we can think. So, for example, you need to wear those smart clothes when you go to work that indicate that you are an intelligent person. We are so big about our looks. We try very hard to prove that we are normal. So that was a video on belonging and being normal. Follow me to find out more. There's gonna be more videos coming every week. And I'll be talking more about this stuff. And if you'd like to sign up for a session with me, it's possible online or in person. At the moment, I stay in Edinburgh in Scotland. Sometimes I'm also in Europe. You can also follow me on Instagram and find there my art, and on Facebook. Thank you for watching me. I'll see you next time. Goodbye now.